more now. Stacey Hirvela is an expert in beautiful things.
You don't want to say horticulturalist?
She's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she absolutely is that. At Proven Winners. And specifically Proven Winners for color choice shrubs. She joins us now. When did you know you were good at pretty stuff?
Well, I have always been into plants ever since I was really little, but I didn't realize it could be a career until it was a little too late into my college career, so I had to make a little bit of a U-turn. But I'm pleased to work with plants every single day now and help spread the love of gardening.
So I love gardening too, and I love and appreciate people who do the work in the garden because then I can appreciate all of it too. We are talking about flowers today. I saw my neighbors planting their flowers this weekend, and I thought, well, it's kind of early to be putting your plants out or your flowers out. Is it too early, or is it safe because of the weather is a little bit warmer?
Well, it is a little bit too early for most people in the Midwest, I would say, because it's not unusual, unfortunately, even though we have spring fever and the weather's been beautiful, for us to get some of those cold temperature dips, into next weekend, even a little bit beyond. So we're not really considered frost-free until about mid-May. So you can do it. I totally get it, but you might just want to have a backup plant in case some really cold temperatures threaten, or you can move your plants inside or cover them with blankets or do something to protect that investment that you've made in new plants for this year.
Has anybody invented, and with the crazy weather we've had the last couple of summers and more coming as soon as tomorrow night, has anybody invented a tool or a box or something you've seen where you can go, oh my God, the plants, and you've got to get your plants inside quickly in the midst of a storm? Is there any fast moving way to do that?
There isn't exactly. There is something called a shrub blanket that you can kind of zip around your plants, but I don't know how quick that is. Usually what I recommend for people is that they just keep like an old sheet or a blanket or something like that. So you don't want to use any plastic. If you do need to protect your plants, you want to use cloth or fabric because that's still breathable. That prevents the cold condensation from settling underneath. But that really is enough typically, unless it gets very cold, just to protect that tender leaf tissue from getting, touched by the frost and being damaged.
So I want to talk about Mother's Day because we tend to get our moms flowers along with something else or something else and something else. But flowers are always a good gift for Mother's Day. In this case, can we get Mom some flowers that she can then plant?
Definitely. I think that is such a great idea. I mean, a hanging basket, if you're not sure what kind of space your mom has, or maybe doesn't have a lot of ability to get into the dirt and actually dig, then I think a hanging basket is a perfect gift. But if your mom is a gardener or maybe has a spot in her yard where you're thinking, something would really be nice there, really one of the most perfect Mother's Day gifts is a lilac, and especially a reblooming lilac like our bloomerang lilacs, because it will be in bloom when you give it to mom.
Bloomerang. Look what you did there.
Yes. We're known for having a little bit of a pun in our names, but it is a reblooming lilac. So it blooms in spring along with the other lilacs, and then it takes a little break and then goes on to bloom in summer and fall. So you can see how that would really be a perfect Mother's Day gift because you're getting her a plant that doesn't just look great at Mother's Day, but lives for many, many years and gives her months of blooms instead of just weeks.
I love that. It's a gift that keeps on giving because when we see these early blooms now and then they're gone, I'm like, wait, I have to wait a whole year to see this beautiful spring bloom again. So that's a great idea. Any other suggestions, especially in the hanging plant? So am I buying the flowers, putting them together and giving them to Mom, or are you doing that?
No, so when you buy a hanging basket at a garden center, everything is already put together by an expert with these recipes, just like cooking recipes, that go on to create a hanging basket where all the plants can grow together and create a beautiful whole without really, over competing. I think the best way to pick a hanging basket for your mom is just her favorite color. Or you can pick something that goes with her house. But if you know that your mom loves a specific color, you can find pretty much anything from green to white, pink, purple, red, everything in between. Or if you don't know what her favorite color is, things that are just chock full of color and interest. But color, I think, is one of the easiest ways to pick something. And then, of course, you need to know if she's going to hang it in sun or shade. But someone at the garden center can help you with that.
Now, what about plants or little small trees?
Yeah, what about plants?
Well, here's my concern. We're going to find a little small shrub or a tree or something. We want to plant that in honor of Mom. Maybe we do it together. But we have our friends called cicadas coming. And I've heard now that we want to cover those trees or don't plant the trees until the cicadas leave. What's that story?
Right. So actually, where we're up here in Michigan, we aren't dealing with a cicada invasion as much. So it's not typically a huge issue, but they do sell netting. And, you want to just be careful to have that netting ready to go and cover your new plant. Plants are pretty resilient. They're pretty able to deal with, even something like the cicada invasion. It's just that you have to prevent them from getting increasingly stressed so that they can recover. It's not like plants just have one set of buds, and if they lose the leaves, that's it. They do kind of have this backup plan. But cicada netting is becoming much easier to find. I've seen it all over the internet. And, just gently draping that over the plant just to prevent them from directly contacting the leaves and chewing on them. That should be enough. Just make sure that you remove it before the end of the season because you don't want the plant to grow in it and permanently become part of the netting.
No, we don't want to do that.
Yeah,
Steve.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I would just say the last thing is be aware of what your mom can lift and tote.
Yes.
Because it's a nice idea to get a gigantic clay pot with a cool thing inside of it, and it weighs 100 pounds and she can't move it.
Yeah.
Well, there is that. Yes, for sure. But of course, if you're going to be there to help her, then, by all means. I think that that's really what it's about. When you get your mom a Mother's Day gift, it should be about spending time together as well as giving her something that she can enjoy.
Spending time together watching her garden. Yeah, Mom, bend over farther. Bend at the knees.
No, you're doing the work. Mom, your mom's just right there.
Oh, that's probably the part I missed.
Or you're doing it together.
Stacey, listen, great job. And if people want more information from you guys at Proven Winners, how do they follow you, get a hold of you, all those things?
Oh, yeah, it's real easy. You can just find us at provenwinnerscolorchoice.com. You can find plant suggestions, use our plant finder to find the perfect plant for you or for your mom, as well as ask your gardening questions.
And for being on today, we're going to send you some cicadas.
I love it.
All right. Thank you, Stacey.
Thanks,
Thank
Stacey.
you.
There you go. Hope you enjoyed that little bit of expertise.
By the way, I've seen those Proven Winner, just the logo on some of the flowers just around town. So I know
you have quality.
Yeah, absolutely.
Remember when I used to get flowers from Big Losers?
Yeah.
And then I went to Dead Tomorrow. Those aren't good places.
No, Proven Winners.
Actually, I got a local flower business. I'm going to hype. Did a nice thing for me this weekend. But first, it's a news. It's a newsie. Hey, it's a news. Here's a nickel with a news.
Oh, we're doing that again?
We're doing it.
You know where I like to get my flowers from?
The neighbors?
No. Graveyard.
Oh, sure, because they always look nice.
Nick,
Yeah.
you do not.
Grab some flowers from Mom.
You don't get a lot of complaints from the graveyard.
No.